so much. Thank you so much, Senator Habib, Senator Hasegawa, for all your work, and to this incredible coalition of advocates that has really grown over the last 3 years. And I don't think that we would be where we are without the on-the-ground work of advocates across the state from every sector that you can imagine. And it has been a hard-fought battle to get us to this point. I remember working with David Perez, who helped write the Voting Rights Act back 4 years ago when I was still at One America as the executive director. And I really believe that we are now standing at the edge of something that is critically, critically important in our state. The old saying is that all politics are local. And so while national elections, I think, get a lot more attention, the reality is it's the local elections where people choose the people that are making everyday decisions about their lives. Those elections are critically important. Who serves as the sheriff matters in your family's safety. Who makes decisions about your kids' schools matters. Who makes city planning decisions matters to the quality of life. And these are not small issues, and it really is incumbent on us in the state of Washington to make sure that every single person gets a vote that matters and a voice that matters. There is nothing more fundamental to democracy than access to voting. And I think Senator Habib mentioned that this is the 50th anniversary of the Federal Voting Rights Act. I think you'll hear from other speakers about what that took to get us to the point where we were able to pass that act and how important it's been. And it is also true that Washington state is changing very rapidly in terms of our demographics. So where we once had pockets of multicultural communities, we now see changing demographics across the state. It's not just in King County and Western Washington. It's not even just in Yakima. It's up in Snohomish. It's across multiple places. So it's an exciting time to live and work here. But we have to ensure that those people that are in those communities have a vote that matters. Throughout the regular session, this session, I worked with Republican colleagues across the aisle to identify what the issues were. And I want to say that the coalition of advocates and legislators before me had worked during the interim sessions to address many of the issues that have been raised by people who, frankly, I think are scared of what this is going to do. And I'll say that every civil rights bill that comes along, every voting rights bill that comes along, people are scared about what it means for their futures. And so, yes, there has been some opposition, but much of that opposition has diminished. And if you look at editorial boards across the state, we have gone from a place where no one was editorializing on this to having multiple editorial boards say this is the right thing to do. Unfortunately, those negotiations with my colleagues across the aisle have not progressed, and it isn't for us for lack of us trying to offer solutions to the problems that they've raised and making concessions. And I particularly want to thank Senator Roach for passing the VRA out of her committee. And I actually want to thank Senator Patton for having this hearing today, which I think again allows us to address some of the fundamental issues that are here. If there are outstanding questions, then let's hear them, let's have a discussion. But my hope is that this hearing is a step forward and not an opportunity to try to bury the VRA in a specter of fear fanning hopes that this is going to lead to a lot of litigation. That would not be a good outcome of this work session. What would be a good outcome of this work session is for people to actually be able to discuss and hear the facts about how the Washington Voting Rights Act is our opportunity to do things the Washingtonian way, to bring a collaborative solution to the table before things have to go to the courts. This, in many ways, is a litigation prevention tool as long as people do the right thing. If people don't follow the law, then yes, this will go to the courts. But we need to make sure that we have a roadmap to success, and that that roadmap to success allows people to do the right thing. So talking about all the fears of litigations, I think, which is some of what you'll hear today, I hope people understand that every single law, I think Senator Habib said this to me earlier today, every single law that passes has the specter of litigation. That's what a law is. But do we have the opportunity to actually try to come to a solution and move things forward as we're looking at the issues that are on the table? Democrats and Republicans may have differing views on many things, including civil rights law, but we all believe in the inherent right and power of the vote. The Washington State Voting Rights Act is a civil rights issue. There's no question about it. But it's also a family issue. It's a community safety issue. It's an education issue. And at its core, it's about democracy. It's a pragmatic approach, we believe, to improving our local electoral systems so that everyone who participates in the process actually knows that their vote counts. Is it going to solve every injustice in our state? No, absolutely not. Is it going to solve a critical issue of people actually being able to know that their vote is going to count? Yes, it will. And so with that, I hope that our colleagues across the aisle see this the way we are hoping that they see it, which is as an opportunity to get final questions answered. Let's remember that no voting rights bill, no civil rights bill ever moved forward with 100% of the population agreeing. However, 4 years of negotiation, significant concessions, the opportunity to have off-ramps before you get to the courts, which is contained in the bill right now, those are the things that have brought the public, editorial boards, the public, and colleagues across the country together to know that the Voting Rights Act is the right thing to do.